Welcome back, my friends. Today we're going to get into this 1931 Cadillac V16. I'm going to join a buddy build with Dan the Man at 60s Rule. I'm pretty sure you all know him by now. If not, go over and check him out. The link to his channel will be below. This is a complete kit that I picked up a while back at the Kit Collectors show. You can go back in my video and you'll see it. I paid $25 for it. It's 99% complete, except for the little trophy that came with it. It's not there, but everything else is there, which I don't care about that. Let's check it out real quick. You know me, I'm not gonna build a box stock. I bought it with my intention of building a 1931 Indianapolis 500 pace car, which was the Cadillac 370A V12, which is similar, very similar to this, about as close as I can get. The only difference is it has a different door line right here, different windshield. Didn't have the spare tire carriers. Didn't have all these lights up front. Let's see. It had a little different top to it. It didn't have the opening door on this side. It does on the passenger side, but not on this side. So these are all modifications I'm gonna have to do to it. And it's all white, as you can see in this picture here. So I started getting into it a little bit, started prepping the body. I'm working on sanding this shut. It's pretty smooth now, just gotta do some light sanding. This kit actually has suicide doors where the hinges are on the back. So I removed the hinges here. I'm gonna have to drill a door handle here and just do it the standard opening type, fill that hole there. Again, I'm going to cut this down because on the real car, it doesn't have this going all the way up high like that. This line just goes straight back like that, and it doesn't go up here. So I'm going to cut that down. So quite a bit of modifications. And just real quickly, I'm going to cut these out and fill this in smooth so it doesn't have the indentation for the spare tire on both sides, because on the pace car it's mounted in the back. Funny thing is, if you go to Google this car, well, not this one, but the pace car, you can hardly find it. It's from what I've read, there's only 2 that were ever made, and I'm assuming one of them was the pace car. And here is the picture of the one that still exists. So I really don't have any reference material for the pace car other than these few pictures right here. That's all I've got. And that's if you go Google it, and that's all you're gonna find. If you have anything else, let me know, but I'm just assuming it's an all-white car, white leather, white everything, so it's gonna be an all-white car. Which to me, I'm all right with. It's a little boring, but I'm gonna chrome these. I'm gonna use the maybe a Molotov pen or the all-clad chrome on these to get those chrome. What we have to do is shave down this convertible boot a little bit, because on this model, it's not such a big, bulky convertible boot. It's really rather slim. So as you can see, this is in line with the top of the door. But if I shave this off, then this is going to be too high. So that means I have to bring down the convertible boot to be in line with this, and also to match the real car. Because it's a little different than this V16 model. A lot of nice chrome there. Got started on the engine a little bit. I got to detail the tops of the valve covers, but look how big this engine is. This thing is like twice the size of a regular engine. If you hold a scale, 1/25 scale block up to it, you'll see that's much smaller than this. This whole engine was painted chrome, or chrome plated. So I just silver paint over the chrome, and the heads are black, as you see here in this picture. All the reference material I can find for a V12 or even a V16 is pretty much like that. Silver block, black heads. With the white walls, I went ahead and took a Sharpie to the Firestone lettering. I thought that was kind of a cool little addition to it. So I'm going to go ahead and keep on building, and there's the front suspension. I got the steering knuckles on there, and the rear suspension. I put powdered graphite on there to make these wheels turn easily. Plastic on plastic doesn't really spin too well, so if you add graphite to the spindles, the wheels will spin better. So, unfortunately for this kid, is the plastic is just so brittle. You can see I'll just take the screw and I'll break it. It's just real easy to break. So I have to be careful with these parts not to break them. We got the frame started. From even the pictures I saw, the frame is even painted white, but I don't know if I'll do that. We'll see. I won't add this top. I think this top is just too big and square. The real one is a little more lower profile. So this is not the right top. Now for this car, it's the right top. That's 100% accurate. But for the Pace Car version, it's a lower profile convertible top, so I'm not even gonna bother with that. Anyway, I'm gonna keep on going, and we'll be back for the next step. All right, I just got done painting it. I used Duplicolour white, and it turned out real good. It's real hard and smooth, real soft. So I'm really pleased with how it turned out. I'll do some buffing out here shortly, but I'm gonna let it cure. It turned out pretty good. I used real leather for the front seat. Turned out real soft. I'm not gonna bother with the back because this will be closed. But yeah, the rumble seat functions really nice. Little side door functions somewhat nice. I still have to detail the interior. So I'm real happy with that. Hood came out nice. I'm not gonna really do too much to that. I'm not gonna do the opening hood thing. I'm just gonna put it on there like that. That's all I need to do for that. I even painted the chassis white because from what I've seen in the reference pictures, CADILLACs had painted chassis, including all the suspension. So yeah, it's a lot of white. But anyway, I'm gonna go through and detail the axle and the pipes and make it look more real, but that's my next step. And the light bar got done. That was actually pretty tricky, but the Pace Car didn't have the auxiliary lights, this little light bar here, so I'm not going to use that. I'm just going to use a piece of sprue instead to run across here where that goes. So then I'll attach the front license plate to the bar. The radiator turned out really nice. I'm real happy with that. I used Pentaline paint, and I went up to here, and I stopped here to make it look more like the real car. Because if you look at the real car, the screen, you can see the radiator, but up here is the radiator surround, which is chrome behind there. So this turned out to be really nice. I like that. So yeah, when you do your panel line to fill this in, just stop right here. As you'll see that will replicate the real car. I'll have to fabricate a rear mount for the spare tire carrier, because remember these were in the fenders here. So that turned out really nice where I filled that. So I'm going to create a mount for the back, because that's where it goes on the Pace Car. And I got the Fred Caddy decals I'm going to put on tonight. So I'm going to finish my last steps and I'll be right back. So taking a closer look at this illustration, you can see there's no little tiny door right here. So that's why I removed that. This one really doesn't show the carrier, the tire carrier in the back. But if you look closely, this is like an illustration. It's not really a true photo. And somehow they just, inserted his face in there. But if you look closely, this is not like the actual car. It looks like just the illustration. But the funny thing is, this one has a hood ornament, where the other picture didn't have a hood ornament. So I didn't go with a hood ornament on this. Anyway, this came from the press kit I have for the 73 Eldorado Pace Car. It had multiple pictures of all the Cadillacs that served as a Pace Car and the LaSalle's. So that's where I got this from. Each press kit photo has a little, message at the bottom talking about who drove the Pace Car and some of the information that goes along with it. So that's where this comes from. Anyway, let's take a look at the car. So this is what I got. This was a lot of fun. I had fun going back and forth with Dan the man. His car turned out great. Go check it out. But this is what I got so far. I'm pretty much done. I just got a few last details I have to put in. It's got the Michigan 1931 Michigan plate. That's the correct number. This got real leather. I put real leather over the seats. Didn't turn out 100% perfect, but still looks pretty nice. So this one does have the trap door. It works. When I was putting decals on it, it actually dropped the body and it cracked right here. And I said, oh, forget it. I'm not going to do anything with it. I'm just going to let it go. It doesn't show that bad. I might take a brush and try to fill in the crack a little bit, but you can barely notice it. So it wasn't worth all the work to try to repaint it or anything like that. Let me see if I can get you in here a little closer. I'll have some pictures at the bottom or at the end of the video so you can see it. Really cool kit, because if you look down here in the reflection of the glass, you'll see the pitman arm moves when I turn the wheels. So really cool. I had to take my time on that to make sure I did it without breaking the real thin, brittle plastic. So it was quite a feat to try to get this suspension to steer correctly. But yeah, a lot of fun. I probably wouldn't have built this kit if Dan the man didn't invite me to the buddy build. I probably would have built it eventually, but it wasn't on the, you know, the front of the line here. It probably would have been another couple years before I would have built it. But I'm glad I did. I can put it in my case now with the rest of the pace cars. So it was a lot of fun. And go check out Dan's and see how his turned out. And here are some of the slideshow pictures of close-ups. Thanks a lot, guys, for tuning in. We'll see you very soon in the next one.